Okay, today I'm going to show you how you can create a Microsoft form, or you can create quiz or assignment where you can actually allow the students to select questions that are from a pool of questions. For example, if you have three different questions, you can ask the students to select which one that they want to answer. So you can do that in Microsoft Forms. So first of all, let's do the basics one. Okay, write down the title of your quiz or assignment and followed by the instruction. Okay, for section 1, of course, you would want your students to write down their details: full name, matrix number, IC number, and so on. Okay, the following section will be where you are going to put all your questions. Okay, for example, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can ask the students to answer 2 questions, where for each question they have options on which question they want to answer. Okay, in order to do that, okay, let's look at section 2. So after you've done with the students detail, so you click on add new drop down section. When you click that, a new section will appear. So in the new section, you just write there question 1, okay, and then the instruction. After that, what you need to do is you need to add choice. So remember, the first section is where you are going to put the options, the list of questions that your students will select. So from the options, you may write down the list of questions. If you have 1, of course it is more than 1. If you have 2, you write down 2. If you have 3, you can add more options by simply write down your question here. Okay, after you have listed down the question that your students can choose, you create another section. So remember, the first section is where you put your list of questions. The following question will be the actual question. So add new drop down section. After you've done that, a new section will appear. This is the section. So I suggest for the first question, please write down question 1, option 1. It means that this question is referring to the first option here. Okay, so question 1, option 1 here refers to this question. So what you need to do is just copy and then create, add new, and click text. By doing that, this will appear, and then just copy paste this question to this box and set it to long answer because it is an essay. So now you're done with the first question, option 1, referring to this question. So now let's do the same thing for the second question from the list of questions that you have listed. So similar to the previous steps, add new drop down section. So now you have another section. So again, I suggest you write down question 1, option 2, referring to this question. So copy this, create another text, this will appear. Copy paste, this will be the question, set it to long answer. Now you're done with the first question where you have two options. So now we are going to create the second question with another two options. So what you need to do is you add new drop down section. Doing that, this will appear. So I suggest you write down question 2 followed by the instruction here. Again, as the previous steps, you need to list down the questions, the list of questions that your students can choose. Okay, again, you may add more. So, but for the purpose of this video, we'll just use two options. Okay, after you have listed down the options, you need to create another section. So click add new drop down section. Doing that, this will appear. So I suggest again you write down question 2 option 1 referring to this question here, and then you click add new and text. But here you can see that it is an upload file. Okay, for the purpose of this video, I just want to share that you can actually allow your students to respond to your question by uploading file. For example, your student can write it in a Microsoft Word document and they can save it, later upload it here by clicking on the button. How to do that? Click the question 2 option 1 and then you add new, drop down file upload. This will appear. You just copy the question in the text, in the box, and then the students can simply upload the file. For the setting, I suggest one file and the file size limit, set it to 10 megabyte. You're done with the first option. Do the same thing as the next one. Just by add new, drop down section, write down question 2, option 2 referring to this question. Copy here, copy this and paste it here. And what you need to do, add new. Again, if you want students to upload the file, click file upload, copy and paste the question here, set it to file number limit to 1 and single file size limit to 10 megabyte. Okay, just a warning, because if you want to use this method by uploading the files, you have to make sure that your students have access to the UPNM email account, because upload file can only be used if you set the setting only people in my organization can respond. If you don't do this, this method cannot be used. So that you can see that this is grayed out because you have used the upload file option. Okay, if you don't want to use this, I suggest that if you think that your students have problem accessing the email account, I suggest that do not use the upload file option. Please use the previous method. By using this method, you can set the settings to anyone with the link can respond, which means that anybody can respond to your link. Okay, so now you're done with the questions. What you need to do next is to put branching so that the students will not repeat or will not have to answer all the questions. So how to do that? You go to the first section where you put your pool of questions, click this dot and click add branching. So here is where you list down the questions. So let's say the students choose this option. Of course, you want your students to go straight to the question itself. So this one is referring to question 1, option 1. So click this question 1, option 1. So if your students choose the second option, of course you want them to go straight to question 1, option 2. And then for this one, just for confirmation, you just leave it like this, leave it next. Okay, so go to the next question, section 3. Okay, for section 3, let's say the students choose this, the student will go straight to question 1, option 1. So after they answered this question, you want them to go to question 2. So click section 5, question 2. Same for section 5. After they answered question 2, after they answered question 1, option 2, they will also go to section 5 and question 2. Okay, so this is the second question where you list down the options for the question number 2. If the students choose this, where you want the students to go, question 2, option 1. Same thing, if they choose this second option, the students will go to question 2, option 2. So what happened when the student have already answered question 2, option 1? Simple. After they have already uploaded the file here, for this go to, you just click end of the form. Same goes to question 2, option 2. After they have uploaded the file, they just have to go to end of the form. So after that, after they have uploaded the file, they will have this submit button. So by clicking submit button, they have already submitted the answers. So let's go for a preview. So let's try, just key in anything. Next. Okay, let's say the student choose this option, the first option. When the students click next, so it will go straight to question 1, option 1. If the students click this option 2, the students will go to question 1, option 2. And after they have keyed in the answer, by clicking next, the student will go to question 2. Same thing, if let's say they choose question number 2, option 2, they will straight go to question 2, option 2. So they can upload their files here if you use this method. So after they have uploaded the file, they can just simply click submit, and that's it. That is how you can create options where the student can just select which question they want to answer by using the branching method.